Hey everybody, good morning. It's the 26th of September 2022. It's about 9:15 in the morning. Market opens in 15 minutes. What I'd like to do today is do my usual market update here. Before I get into all this, as you all know, it's not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I'm just giving my opinion on the market. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into the fun. I'm going to start here with like a really high level, and you're starting to see, you're starting to see charts like this out on Twitter. They're starting to become very, very prominent, and so what that generally means is when the herd starts to figure things out, money's going to start getting harder to be made. Just as you know, just a real good example. We were talking about shorting, and we did short several times. We got some shorts, up here in this area. We were talking about shorting back in this area, and that money was easy. We profited considerably off of those moves, but now that we're all the way down here below 3,700. Is it wise to go short down here? I don't really think it is. I think it's dangerous to go long, but I think it's it's not really too smart to go short here. And what I mean by that is the big moves have happened, and the potential for a big move to continue, it's there. The potential is there. I've got a target down at about 3,500, and I've had a target down there for quite some time. But we've already moved in a straight line down. Chances are pretty good we're going to see a bounce at some point. And it might be this week when we get something like that. What I will say is the candle formation from Friday did have a little bit of a bullish look to it. You can see here we've got a long wick on the bottom. It still closed red, but there was some absorption there at the end of the day. That, in and of itself, does have a little bit of a bullish look to it. But, we have to wait for the market to open. We have to wait for things to actually, kind of work themselves out before we actually figure out what's going to happen with the index. So that was, 2 minutes on the S&P 500. What I want to actually focus on right now is what not too many people are talking about, and that's Tesla and Apple. So Tesla and Apple, they look relatively strong compared to some other stocks. So let's take a look at Apple here. So Apple, real good example here. I was looking at this on a 5-minute time frame. So let me just go ahead and clear off some of this here. And let's just kind of focus on what's going on with Apple right now. So Apple, again, has had relative strength compared to a lot of the other S&P stocks, where basically the S&P 500 equivalent of this, just for the record, we did have this drop, we had this retrace, but the S&P 500 is about right here. Okay, compared to the lows of the year, the S&P 500 is right around here, which would put Apple at about 134, 135, 136, somewhere in that area. Now it's not down there. So what does that then mean? Does that mean that there's strength in Apple? I have a slightly different opinion, and take this with a grain of salt. I have the opinion that Apple is one of the stocks that has potential for downside and hasn't fallen yet. And I would say the same thing is also somewhat true with Tesla as well. Okay, so again, we've got some interesting price movement on Friday. Friday for Tesla looks more bearish, and it's actually opening lower, according to what TradingView is showing me right here. It's actually opening lower than what it did on Friday's close, and that candle on Tesla doesn't look all that great. So because of this, I have to kind of put on some kind of bear goggles and watch this, because again, now Tesla, just as a really great example, S&P 500 went down. It did a retrace, but it stopped about right here. But Tesla continued going up, and then it started to move down. But again, the equivalent of the S&P's index right now is all the way down here. Now, does that mean that Tesla has to fall down here? No. But I think the chances are pretty good that it's going to, given time. Okay, our wave master is on the daily. It's a pretty strong sell on Tesla right now. You've got the red and the white waves going down. You've got the green wave crossed down. You have the yellow wave that just crossed down yesterday. And this is on a daily time frame, so things are not looking all that great for Tesla right now. Chances are pretty good. We probably have a little bit of a triple top up here, okay? Because again, you know, we've got right here, we've got 1, 2, 3 tests up here at the top, and more than likely we're going to see, you know, some kind of a continuation to the downside. You know, where it's going to go, that's, you know, that's really up to the market makers to kind of figure that out. I would say that we've got some strong support right here at 255. You can see that from this gap and go right here. You can see it from the resistance right here. We have a little bit of resistance right here, but we have some support here, and then there's some support there on that candle close. We gapped down and we closed above that level. So this 255 level is going to be pretty important moving forward. If we lose that, then things are not going to look so good. Let's go back to the S&P one more time, and then I'm going to go ahead and end this video so we can get going on the day. This is a slightly different count than what my primary is. This is kind of an alternate for me, and I just kind of want to illustrate why I have a count like this. So I've got a 1, A, B, C expanded flat into the 2, 3, A, B, C expanded flat into the 4, and then a 5, and then a big ABC into wave B. Now, let's just talk about this really quick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tag the top. This is with a fib retrace. Tag the top. We're going to go down here. We're going to tag the bottom, and let's just kind of move on over. So we basically tapped that 618. So the high there was 43.25.28, and the 618 is 43.27.57. We'll call that a 618 tap. The target for that is going to be your negative 236. We talk about this all the time. Anytime you hit the 618, some of the highest probability trades that you're going to take are to target that negative 236 extension. And that happens to be right around the area where our wave 3 would be. Okay, so that's going to be where our target is. That's where our target is right now. And what does that mean? So if you've been on our Discord server, you know that we have been kind of tapering off short positions and just being really careful about, you know, how we manage our money, because we've made lots of money on the way down. I'm not ready to go long yet because, again, that target's still sitting down there. If we get there, I will be more than happy to start taking some long positions. But for right now, the risk to reward just isn't there. I expect weak bounces this week. I expect there to be, you know, quite a bit of, you know, some, I don't know, maybe pump and dump, if you will, some, you know, push up and then some absorption and take it right back to the downside. If we see that, chances are pretty good we're going to see continued move to the downside. Are we going to have a red day today? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We're going to have to wait and see how the day works out. We'll take things one level at a time and we'll play them accordingly. That's what I've got for you on the S&P 500. My thoughts on Apple and Tesla, those being some of the last heavily weighted S&P 500 stocks that could potentially drag down the index. And, you know, from there we will see what history makes. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. If you want to have you know, more actionable information to try and find some kind of a path to financial freedom, you know where to find us. But last but not least, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, and a good evening. Take care, everyone.